David J.G. Doyle here of Voice Actor Magazine, and our very first guest today is none other than Greg Cipes.
Namaste.
Namaste. So, how are you enjoying Australia so far, Greg?
I love Australia. It's kind of my second home. I come here more than any other place on earth, other than America, where I live, but Australia is awesome.
It's because of the beaches, isn't it?
It's the beaches, it's the people, it's the waves, it's the energy of Australia is just very special.
Yeah, I'm proud to call this place my home too.
Oh, it's awesome. You're very lucky.
Indeed.
Very lucky. This place is worth preserving. You know, there's a lot of beautiful wildlife and trees and, you know, birds and all of these things that exist here like no other place on the planet. And people here, hopefully they can realize how special it is, what they got, and save it, stop building, like no more building. You know, every time I come to Australia, a little more is built up, a little more is built up, and that needs to stop.
To the person who knows that's directed towards, please heed that message.
Yeah. Exactly. Wake the up.
Indeed.
There's like a beep, a silent beep.
Oh, they comment it's not American television.
Oh, you can swear as much as you want. We can just beep it out later.
Fucking A.
All right. So tell us.
Booyaka fucking shot. Beep that out.
Gladly. So, just a bit of fun stuff now. What inspired you to be a voice actor?
I just like to have fun. You know, the thing that inspired me to be a voice actor was just to play around, be wild, experiment, be weird. Robin Williams really inspired me as a voice actor. And, you know, all the roles that he would play, you know, from, you know, Aladdin to whatever it was, in the projects he was a part of doing voiceover, I was like, man, you would feel him coming through the screen. So I always strive to do what Robin Williams has done, to come through the screen to you.
Make you laugh, make you cry, and even make you think.
Yeah.
She definitely did with Beast Boy, which was actually her very first big break, wasn't it?
Yeah, Beast Boy was the first audition I ever went out on, and it set up my career.
What a win. Especially since back then apparently they didn't really go for rookies.
No, it was a very rare situation to be able to be cast in a big series, being a first time, you know, green voiceover actor. And Andrea Romano, the casting director, really fought for me to get the role. And
yes, she has a story for that. She fights for her art.
Yeah, she does. She's awesome. Yeah. She's like one of my mothers in art.
I think to a lot of people too.
Yeah.
But one thing that I want to ask about, this is actually a rather forgotten Disney film, which I don't get. Yeah, one or two parts could be done better, but the stuff that's funny is not only good, it's inventive. That would be The Wild.
Yes.
Where you were the son and that you were the cub.
Yes.
You lucky guy, you can claim that in an animated movie, I was Kiefer Sutherland's son.
Yes, Kiefer Sutherland's son in the movie The Wild, and the thing that happened with The Wild, you know, it came out and it did its thing, but Madagascar came out like a month before it.
Yeah.
And The Wild was the first one in development, and then DreamWorks rushed to copy it, and then they put out Madagascar, and then, but that's like a constant thing, like Bugs Life and Ants, and da-da-da-da. It's a weird thing that happens with, you know, movies that are copying each other. But it was awesome being Kiefer's son, and it's a good movie.
Indeed.
Yeah, The Wild's good.
And you had a line that just made me go, in that, where you said to him, I wish you had a great as dad as mine. I remember that, and I'm going, oh man, because I related so much to that.
Yeah, I was thinking of my dad.
So maybe you do voice acting like that. Do you actually have techniques, or do you actually work from other people when you're doing these characters, or is it a mixture of things?
It's like any style of acting, or at least my style of acting, which ultimately is like a smorgasbord of tools and intuition and sensitivity and all kinds of stuff. There's not a real formula to how I approach any role, but there are a lot of tools that I get to pull from. I've got a wonderful acting coach by the name of Marjorie Ballantyne in Los Angeles, and she really changed my life as far as an actor. She's given me more tools than I ever could imagine and could ever master. So it's changed my ability level. It's like everything before Marjorie, it's hard for me to even like watch. I mean, I know the difference. Maybe I can watch it, but it's like I know now when I'm really doing the work or when I'm just like doing it, like phoning it in, which I can do too. Phone it in, but it's much more fun when the work is being done.
Indeed. Now, speaking of fun, I think you're having just a little bit of too much of that when it came to Michelangelo.
Well, that's what it's all about. Having too much fun with Michelangelo. You know, if you ever get the opportunity to play a Ninja Turtle, you better have more fun than you could ever imagine. And I do. It's wild.
Do you actually work together with some of these guys, or are there times where you're just alone in the booth?
We work together. It's an ensemble cast. Most of the team shows that I'm on, Spider-Man, Teen Titans Go, Turtles, we record together, so it's really fun. Sean Astin, Seth Green, Rob Paulson, the whole, Josh Peck, the whole guest cast, everybody.
I actually offered to buy Rob Paulson a drink down in Melbourne one time.
Rob's such a sweetheart.
Isn't he? But that's an interesting off-the-camera subject.
No, well, actually, on the subject of Michelangelo, whose idea was it to have your head photoshopped onto Michelangelo for that one gag?
Oh, when my face shows up on Michelangelo?
Yeah, and you're like, what's up?
That idea came from the executive producers of Nickelodeon, because they feel like, if there was a real-life Mikey, it would be me.
Yeah, because I saw that and I lost it.
I lost it too, that was glorious.
Ooh, what if I turn myself human again? I wonder what I'd look like. What up?
We were never human to begin with, genius. We just turned back into turtles.
And really, Ciro Nieli is really behind all of it. He's the mastermind behind all of it, Ciro Nieli. And our new writer, Brandon Almond. They're like the most dynamic duo in television.
Indeed. But now, what about with your singing? How did you inspire yourself to become a singer?
Artists like Bob Marley and Jim Morrison, and the list goes on forever. I'm inspired by just good music, and ultimately I started to practice and play with instruments and recording, and it was really horrible at first. It's like a muscle, and then over the years I developed it, and now it's become like second nature for me, and I can kind of just channel music and lyrics and melodies like breathing.
I have your album right now, and there are two songs which I'm particularly fond of. Actually, three. Ja People.
Ja People.
Yes.
Ja People.
And Don't Eat the Animals.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a thought provoker. And
why must we eat the animals? Oh, why? Oh, why?
But then there was this third one, which somehow the title escaped me. But you did it with Jess McCartney. How did you get involved with him? Or rather, how did he get involved with you?
The record label that I signed with, some of the executives were friends with him, and Jesse would come over to the studio and he would hear me play music and record, and he really was a fan of the songs, and he's like, let's write a song together. And I figured this is a great opportunity to take some pop star and have him step into a different realm, sing more of a spiritual song, more of a revolutionary song, rather than his love song stuff that he does so well. And then we paid the Bob Marley family for the rights to use the sample of "To the Rescue, Here I Am" in a little guitar riff, and we made a song out of it called "Rescue."
Wonderful. That's it, Rescue.
Yeah.
How can I forget that?
I am you, you are me, we are it, little by little, destroying humanity. It's insanity. How we can be so blind to the realization that we're part of the divine. Now's the time. Look inside and find we're all part of one with the divine. It's true.
You really are a spiritual person, Cipes.
So are you. That's actually all there really is spirit. Really, you know, we get lost in, you can call it dreaming or dreaming awake. When you dream awake, you realize there only is spirit. So you have nothing to be afraid of. You're eternal. This body changes, but your soul is eternal. But when you're asleep, you think, oh, this is all there is, meaning, you know, you're limited, but you're unlimited. And spirit is unlimited, and all there is spirit.
Amen, bro.
So you're a spiritual brother.
Indeed.
We all are. And this is a spiritual couch and poster.
Not only that, this couch is really comfortable.
On the odd occasion, I drink spirits.
But there's different levels. There's different levels of consciousness. Like for instance, we're talking and animated, we're moving, and we're like, haha. But like this actually has a consciousness like us, but it's much simpler. Like its talking is this. That's its talking.
That's interesting because I heard of one guy how he got inspiration from a block of wood when it came to trying to be this really stiff sergeant. He just looked at this block of wood and he said that it somehow spoke to him just by saying, stand up straight, as if you're doing this role.
Sure.
So it goes to show, learning from a wooden block does not necessarily mean going straight to a wooden performance.
No, you would take on the attributes of a block, you know, what can you take from a wooden block, you know, and you decide if a wooden block serves the character that you're playing, you know, like, so it worked with the soldier. You know, I don't know, like, what could this help? Maybe if you're like some kind of like crazy character, I don't know, like selling Scoob. Yeah, I don't know, but you know, you can learn from everything.
Is there a favorite voice that you like to do, or is that like asking who your favorite brother is?
Yeah, it's like asking who your favorite brother is. I mean, I just love comedy, so the more comedic the role, the more fun. And the more well-written the show is, the more fun I have, but I can't pick one over the others, because they're all part of me.
Fair enough. But what about when it comes to drama? Is that where it's quite a challenge for you?
Drama, it's not that it's a challenge. It's just, I like to laugh. I like to play. I like to dance and be wild. And drama is fun. I like to play the bad guy, you know, because I think also it's the easy out in the drama world, meaning because the bad guy basically gets to have fun.
And sometimes the best lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
Indeed. Is our time up, or?
No. Do it.
Me?
Well, you're the assistant.
She's my bodyguard.
I have no idea.
And I will. Oh, no.
Do you have any movies that you like to watch besides Aladdin, which is amazing?
I love to watch movies that inspire creativity. I like movies that inspire revolutionary thinking. I like movies that inspire just being an oddball, you know, being unique. And one movie in particular is called The Holy Mountain by Alejandro Jodorowsky. And it's a masterpiece. It's a revelation. I highly recommend watching The Holy Mountain by Alejandro Jodorowsky. Actually, a documentary just came out about Alejandro and a movie that he was putting together in the 70s called Dune. I'm sure you know what Dune is.
Yeah.
Well, Dune, he was the one who was hired to make the first Dune. And it was, oh man, if that movie was made, it would have been bigger than Star Wars. But what happened, you have to watch the documentary, the movie was never made because he was such a way out there director that the studios wouldn't trust him to do it because he was too wild. But he had the biggest cast you could ever imagine signed on, the biggest everything. It was like, there's never been a bigger project put together and it was ready to go. But these chicken studio executives wouldn't give him the
bum's rush.
yeah, and then, you know, he lost the rights, and then Dune was made, which sucked compared to what he was doing.
Don't you hate that when studios get
But he took it as a blessing because what happened is this book that he made that contained all of, you know, what basically his vision of Dune was, and it was the animatics. I mean, it was like the storyboards, the character design, and the set, everything was like in detail in a book like this big, and it went around Hollywood. And when the movie didn't get made, little by little, the Hollywood executives, they all stole pieces from the book and put it in The Matrix and put it in every big movie you've ever seen. Literally frames from Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune is in every big movie you've ever seen. Like to the T. They stole his outfits, they stole scenes. So his Dune literally turned into a million different little fragments and was consumed. This guy's a master, so you gotta check it out.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Yeah.
Well, the good borrow, the great steal, wouldn't you say? But how do you feel when it comes to, say, stealing from other people's characters, stealing from other people's ideas and making it their own? Where do you stand in that?
Well, we're all one. I find that there's no way to get around it. You're going to be inspired by somebody or something. You know, stealing is never a good thing. You're going to pay for it, one way or the other, good or bad. You're going to pay for it, and it's just a matter of learning from the masters and then becoming an original yourself. I feel like stealing or learning from masters is an important part of the process, like having a guru. But then you must kill the guru, basically. You must destroy the guru in your experience, and you must become the guru and start your own.
Indeed. In Eastern culture, they say that the ultimate piece of gratitude to the master is by eventually surpassing the master.
Yeah, and that's what the master wants. A true master would want you to surpass the master and become the master yourself, because that's ultimately what it's all about. Yeah, if you don't do that, then you miss the whole point of life. So step out of being a robot, step out of being, copying your teachers, and become the teacher, become the master, become the guru. And the only way you can do that is by learning from them, though, and then jumping off the ledge.
And using your own wings to fly.
Yes, yes.
I'm really enjoying this interview.
Thank you, brother. Me too.
Thank you.
Yes.
I had another question lined up for you, and I just suddenly forgot because of the awesome speech. So I'm going to look over my papers like what a rookie would do. So,
We've gone off the script.
Indeed I have. Actually, yeah, any new albums to be aware of coming up?
I'm working on a new album right now. Actually, 2 new albums. One of them is a Beast Boy album. There's a Beast Boy album coming out.
Please tell me you can give me just a demo of any kind.
One of the songs is about beards. One of the songs was already in an episode called Fade Away on Teen Titans Go, where I sing to Tara. They'll just be wild, fun, crazy songs. And then I'm working on an album that I've been writing and producing for the past 5-6 years that I'm finally going to put out.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
What's the name of the album?
I don't know. Maybe that's the name of it. I don't know. I don't know yet.
Actually, that is a great name. I don't know yet.
#1 on iTunes. I don't know.
I don't know.
You doing a duet with anyone in particular?
Duets. Actually, yeah, you know what? One of the songs that's called Peace Now, Tom Felton sings on.
Nah, you got Draco Malfoy.
Yeah, Tom Felton sings on the song. Who else?
How about Hynden Walsh when she's portraying Alice?
Hynden's awesome, but she's not on the album yet. But she'll be on the Teen Titans album, maybe.
Yeah.
Or the Beast Boy album.
Cool.
Yeah.
What has been your most rewarding experience so far when you've been at these conventions?
The most rewarding thing that I find coming to these conventions is literally the connection with the fans, looking into another soul's eyes and feeling, grateful for them to come to see me, to even want to be like, hi, it's so rare in this day and age for people to even connect. Or when you're walking on the street, you just walk by each other. You don't say hi. You try not to even look at somebody in the eye. But here at Comic-Con, it's a perfect opportunity to not do what's the norm. You know, the norm is to not connect. And at this Comic-Con, you know, it's absolutely a place to connect. You know, Supanova is a place of, you know, healing and fun and happiness and family, and that's my favorite part about it. Yeah.
Mine too, really.
Yeah.
I think I do sadly have to wrap this up, but it's been an absolute pleasure.
My pleasure.
And thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Anytime.
David J.G. Doyle of Voice Actor Magazine, and my brilliant cameraman and voice actor extraordinaire, Mike Varker.
Hello.
And remember this, anything you've ever wanted, you will receive it, and you'll get it in a way that you never could have imagined. Better than you could have imagined. Every time.